All right, everyone, we are joined at this time by Jahan Dotson. If you have a question for Jahan, please use the raise hand feature. I'll call on you to unmute and you can ask Jahan your question. Audrey Snyder.
Hey, Jahan. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Now that you've had a chance to go back and watch the film from Saturday, was there anything you picked up about the offense that maybe you were unaware of when we last talked to you Saturday evening?
I would just say biggest thing for us was, like I said, executing. That was the main thing. But just being more physical. That's every position group as a whole. The wide receivers, running backs, O-linemen. That's a big thing for us going forward. Just being more physical, not only in the run game, but in the pass game, in all aspects that we're doing. I would say that was the biggest thing. We had the looks there that we wanted, and it was just executing them.
Corey Geiger, followed by Joe Giuliano. Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, Jahan, good morning. Jahan, how do you stay focused and prepared when there are a lot of things going on, a lot of noise about your coach, about media people? How do you avoid distraction?
It's fairly simple. Ever since I've gotten here, Coach Franklin has really drilled in our heads about going 1-0. And me being in the program for 4 years now, that's just something that's engraved in my mind. That's all I'm focused on right now. Just going 1-0, taking it day by day, step by step. Monday we had off, and a lot of guys on this team, we have a lot of vets on this team. So a lot of guys have been in this position before. And you saw that a lot of guys were in the facility yesterday watching film. I talked to my roommate, Jesse Lucchetta, when I got home. I got home about 6:30. I watched film for about 3 hours. And he was like, I was right there in the room beside you, literally watching film for about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. So we got a lot of vets that have been in this position before. So we know that what we need to do to bounce back, and we just gotta keep our heads down and focus, come to work every day.
Joe Giuliano.
Good morning, Jahan. What was the sense of frustration with the offense on Saturday, not being able to move the ball, especially in the overtimes from the 3-yard line? And do you think your guys were pressing a lot during that game?
I wouldn't say we were pressing. We were, like I said, we were getting the looks that we wanted and the looks that we knew we were going to get. Illinois did a great job of disguising coverages, different things like that. But we knew all in all that we had what we needed. It was just honestly pure execution. The little details. That's the great thing about football. It's such a team game that one mistake by anyone on the field can turn out to be a bad play. And if 11 guys aren't doing their job all at the same time, then a play can't be successful. That's one of the greatest things about this sport and it being a team sport. So it was really just pure execution, cleaning up some little things. We got that done on Sunday.
Luciano Chatlin, Rich Garcella, you're on deck.
Hey, Jahan, I hope you're doing well, and thank you for your time this morning. You're entering this game as 17-point underdogs. Does that give you any special motivation, if at all, and what does that mean to you?
Honestly, I had no idea that we were 17-point underdog till you just told me. So we really don't pay attention to that stuff. That's kind of stuff that you can get caught up in when you turn on the television and go on your phones and look at that stuff. So we try our best not to do that, and take it day by day, and try to just win the day, win the period, whatever period we're in. I'm just gonna try to have the best Tuesday practice of the year.
Rich Garcella, Audrey Snyder on deck.
Jahan, what does the offense in general and the running game in particular have to do to get on track going forward?
Yeah, we just have to clean up the little details. And like I said, we just have to be a more physical unit. Run game is, I feel like it's really all like a mindset. And we need to be a more physical unit up front, on the perimeter, literally everywhere. We have to cover our guys up, do our job, and we're going to have success in the run game. We're going to see big plays hit when everyone's doing their job. So we just have to do that moving forward.
Audrey Snyder, Greg Pickle, you're on deck.
John, kind of going along the same lines as Rich's question with that run game and the mindset. You've been here for a long time. A lot of us have covered you guys for a long time. What does it take for a mindset like that, do you think, to change, for that to become an asset?
Yeah, it's just guys buying in, knowing that whatever our coach has planned for us, knowing that it's going to work. We can't have any second doubts about it, second thoughts about it. We just got to go out there and do our job. That's the biggest thing. Just executing, doing your 111th, as we say in our locker room. And we know that it's going to turn out in a good outcome for us.
Greg Pickle, Mark Wogenrich, you're on deck. Go ahead, Greg.
Hi, Jahan. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. After the game on Saturday, you had mentioned needing to do, as a team collectively, the little things better and stay focused on them more in practice. How can you guys do that starting this week? And I think you were asked about distractions earlier. I wasn't on the call, but is some of those things seeping in? Is that why that's maybe been harder than in years past, or is it just kind of the way that things have gone? Thank you.
I feel like we got a great start to the week with Monday, having a lot of guys in there watching the film. Even Sunday, a lot of guys, usually when teams kind of lose, that you can see guys not really being bought in anymore. But that's just not the case with this team. We got a lot of guys who still are ready to go to battle every single day. So Sunday was a great practice for us. Monday, we had a lot of guys in there watching film. And today, we're just competing. Today is all about competing against one another. We're going to have a great practice. I just can't wait to go out there with the guys and just honestly just compete.
Mark Wogenrich, Rich Scarcella, you're on deck. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Jahan, I was wondering if you could take me into the film room with you yesterday. Why were you there for 3 hours? What did you watch and what did you learn?
Just getting a good feel for my opponent. Knowing their tendencies, knowing what they're going to do, the coverages that they run, the guys that they have on the field. Just getting familiar with my opponent so that I'm in the best shape for Saturday and the best spot, knowing where guys are going to be, when they're going to be rotating, different things like that. So just pretty much getting a feel for my opponent. That's what Monday is for. And then Tuesday, just kind of getting that feel on the field and going out and dominating.
Rich Scarcella, Frank Bodani on deck.
Jahan, how much did the lack of production in the running game Saturday affect the passing game?
I wouldn't say that a lack of running the ball really affected us passing. We just got to come together as a team and really do this thing. Everyone has to do their job. Everyone has to do their 111, and we just have to honestly execute. That's really all there is to it, to the run game.
Frank Bodani, Justin Morgenstein on deck. Go ahead, Frank.
Hi, John. You mentioned earlier about the little details and about more physicality. Why do you think those things are not there at the midpoint in the season, especially after a bye week? Is there something you can do as a leader then to help that?
Yeah, I can be a more vocal leader on the field. If I see a rep in practice that's not perfectly how we want it, tell my coach to get on the guys. I get on the guys and tell my coach we need to do the rep again. Those are the little things that I need to do as a leader, that we need to do as an offense. Just hold people accountable, and that's what we're going to do going forward, and make sure that literally we don't waste a rep when we're out on the practice field, because it can translate to Saturdays.
Jahan, last year, we saw how the losses can kind of pile up and things can spiral out of control, if you're not careful. What can you take from your experience from those losses last year and take that experience to help you now? And what are the leaders doing specifically to get that message across?
Yeah. Like I said, we have a lot of leaders in our locker rooms and a lot of guys who've been there before. I think my sophomore year, we had 2 losses. My freshman year, pretty sure we lost back-to-back games. We got a lot of guys who are on those teams that know what that feels like. So we know that coming in the next week that something wasn't going right the previous week. So we have to go even harder in the film room, on the practice field, and that's what we're going to do because that's the type of guys that we have in the locker room.
Corey Geiger, Audrey Schneider on deck. Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, John, you had the back-to-back spectacular catches last year against Ohio State. I think you went 8 for $140 or something. You have special memories of that game. Did that game kind of maybe help put you on the map a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. That was probably one of the best games of my career, a game that I'll never forget. And to be honest, I'm trying to do the same this year, if not even better. That's kind of just the mindset that I was born with, raised with, kind of not even dwelling on the past, just trying to be better this week, trying to be better than I was last year, better than I was the year before that. So the biggest thing for me is coming out with a W. I haven't beat Ohio State since I've been here, so that's really the biggest thing for me. But, yeah, try to have a good game.
Audrey Schneider, Craig Meyer, you're on deck. Go ahead, Audrey.
Going off that, John, what excites you about this matchup? Because obviously you've had success with them. Their secondary's kind of been hit or miss this year.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. One of the best teams in the country, like they are every year. And it's a great opportunity for our team to go up against some guys that are very talented, just as good as us. It's honestly the opportunity that you live for. Prime time, Saturday night. And it all starts today, honestly. It all starts today in practice. We got to have a great practice or we're not going to be ready for that moment. So we're going to go out, compete at practice today. We got some of the best guys in the country going against each other on a daily basis. So when we get to Saturdays, it's just fun.
Craig Meyer, Corey Geiger, you're on deck. Go ahead, Craig.
You had touched on this a little bit earlier, Jahan, but, this is in Ohio State program. Y'all are playing on Saturday that's gotten the better of Penn State in the past few matchups. A couple of those were really close, painful losses. How much, if at all, for the guys within that program, how much, if at all, do those losses kind of stay with you all, and how much are they on your mind in the days leading up to playing them again?
Yeah, it definitely hurts, but that's not something that we really dwell on or really keep in the back of our minds. A loss is a loss, whether it's by 1 point, 20 points, 50 points. It goes in the category as an L. So we're trying to just go out on Saturday, get a W against a very good football team, come out on top. That's the biggest thing for us. We know that those kind of 1 to 2 point losses, those can be those little details that you talk about, whether it's getting that extra hour in the film room or, like I said, repeating that rep on a Tuesday practice in period 6 when you think it didn't matter. It's those little things that you don't really think about during the week that we really have to be focused on. So just getting all those reps in, getting the hours in the film room and being familiar with our opponent turn out to a good outcome.
Corey Geiger, Audrey Schneider, you're on deck. Go ahead, Corey.
I'll throw this out there since it was mentioned earlier. You are 17.5-point underdogs in this. Penn State was a 19.5-point underdog in 2016 when they beat Ohio State. Why does Penn State match up so well against Ohio? I mean, regardless of point spreads or any of that stuff, you guys have always played Ohio State very well. Why do you think that is?
That's pretty simple. We have great players and they have great players. I know they have a lot of guys who like to work hard, and so do we. That's all there is to it, to be honest with you. Just a bunch of great players that love the game of football, ready to battle on Saturday. That's all it is.
Audrey Schneider, Mark Wogenrich on deck. Go ahead, Audrey.
kind of a different note, Jahan, but did your football make it over there with you today into the media room, or did you leave it at home?
I left it in my car. I got picked up by Nick here, so I left it in my car, but I'll get back to it when I head over to the facility.
Mark Wogenrich.
John, how close were you to making that catch in overtime?
Oh, very close. For me, plays like that haunt me. And I try my best to, like, I'm really good with kind of moving on to the next play, making the next opportunity the most. But plays like that, when you know you don't get a second chance at it, that was your last opportunity in the game. Plays like that kind of really stick with me, make me want to go even harder. I was literally outside of my house yesterday, just throwing the football with my roommate, Jesse Lucetta, working on that catch, same exact catch. So I know that I was that close from kind of ending the game in a sense, but I can't do anything about it now. The game's over. All I can do is fix my mistake and work on it today in practice.
That's all for Jahan today. Jahan, really appreciate the time. Thanks so much, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jahan.